Ty, Golden State came in with the #1 defensive rating in the W. What did they do well to limit you guys tonight, you think?
Yeah, they moved the ball well. They was beating us in transitions and getting more boards than us. So yeah.
On defense, how did you feel about your guys' point of attack defense when Golden State was driving into the lane?
Yeah, definitely we could be better than we was today. So just going back, looking at film, seeing what we missed. Golden State was attacking us 1-on-1, so we just got to guard our yard.
For Aziaha, just how has it been managing the schedule after the All-Star break?
Yeah, just taking day by day, staying when our feet are, just staying together, making sure everyone is afloat, and just keep continuing what we're doing.
Is there something because of how stacked these games are, because of the fact that it seems like anyway you tell me that fatigue may be playing a role in some of the recent games? Is there something you guys can do? Because you turn around and there's another game in 40 hours. I mean, these are stacked on top of each other. Is there anything you guys can do to try and find a jolt?
Recovery, this second part of the season, this where wear and tear is starting to happen. Getting ready for playoffs, just staying prepared, getting to film, getting rest, recovery, just making sure the body's straight.
Lee, you were seeing some good connection with Odyssey Sims from time to time tonight. What was that also like, seeing that game or that practice translation into the game?
I feel like, Golden State, they do really good defense, and when we get in the core, we just try to give all of we have and give them all the effort or something. Tonight, I feel like it's not our night. Everybody can see there have something, feel uncomfortable, but I feel we will turn back, and I believe we will show up really pretty next game.
Just for anyone that wants to answer, this was a tough night, but the schedule moved pretty quickly. What was the biggest lesson from this game that needs to carry to the next one?
Defense, locking in on defense. I feel like defense really deteriorate this whole game. So once we dial in on that, I think we should be straight. Thank you.
Coach, earlier today when I asked you about the team's physicality, you mentioned desire, skill, accountability, and personnel. So specifically in terms of personnel and accountability, what issues did you see tonight?
All of them.
Hey, Coach, when you think about just the stretch after the All-Star break, do you think fatigue at all, just sort of with the schedule, has played a part in this run?
Oh, I mean, you look at today and you look at the Connecticut game, the minute output's pretty low, right? And off of, if you do the averages of those four, of Jess, right? Jess, Fudd, Arike, and Paige, they were all in those previous 4 games. The average around 33, 34 minutes in those 4. I mean, it's playoff basketball. It's the stretch now. Are we all disappointed today? Yeah. Staff, players, everybody. Because I think, and I told our team this, outside of, this was game 32. Atlanta was not good. Today was not good. It was more, our rotations and our effort. Again, we've had the identity. If the ball's not going in the basket, the one thing that you can always do is defend, right? Keep your guy in front of you, have backside rotations. If for one reason or another, they weren't there today. So we got a room of professionals. They understand what's at stake, and we have to bounce back.
Well, we seem to give you guys a little bit of a jolt once you came off. What did you see out of her tonight?
Well, I thought when they went to that small lineup, she was able to catch and finish around the rim. So, and people just got to make use of their minutes, whether you play 2 minutes or you're playing 30, right? But compounding 33% from the floor, 28% from 3. Those are glaring. Got to the line 38 times. Missed 11 free throws there as well.
Coach, where do you feel the game got away from you guys? Kind of like,
Where it got away from us? Well, I thought, we had to make a decision at halftime. We're going to get back in the game or we're going to get blown out. That's what happened. Went the other direction that we didn't want it to go. With a quick timeout, the 5-0 run to start. We got it down to what, 9-10? Thing was, if we can get it under single digits with 5 to go, then you give yourself an opportunity. We got it to 10, then went on a 5-0 run. Well, that's another one. 5-6-0 run, whatever it was, and it ballooned right back up. And down 17 with about 3.5, 3:45, we're going to get those guys out. This is a quick turnaround for Minnesota in regards to minutes.
Jose, Golden State came in with the best defensive rating in the league. What did they do well to kind of limit what you were able to do?
Well, again, when you get to the free throw line 38 times, we were able to attack them off the bounce. We got some really, really good looks as well. Sometimes this is a miss or make league, and we missed a lot of shots we normally make. But again, we can do the same and do different things on the defensive end. Guard to guard ghost screens, right? Icing on the side. Tiffany Hayes had a great first half. She's still going left. And I love Tiff. She's from Winter Haven.
Coach, in past press pages talked about instilling confidence into.
Go ahead. I lost your first sentence. Go ahead.
Sorry, in the past page
what?
has talked about instilling confidence into some of her teammates like Aziaha, like Shiv. How do you go about when you have a kind of a stretch like this where you're dropping a couple of games? How do you go about instilling confidence into your players?
No, I think confidence is great, but we also gotta take individual accountability. Along with that confidence, they gotta get on each other a little bit more. It can't just be the coaching staff. So you can breed all the confidence you want, but get down and defend and keep your guy in front of you. Have multiple efforts. Shot goes up, block out.
You mentioned the free throw shooting, and obviously the shooting from the field as well, not being where you'd expect it to
Yeah.
be. How much of that do you attribute to fatigue, because these games are so stacked on top of each other, and how much of that is, I don't know what necessarily can be done with the free throw shooting?
I think everybody in the league this time of the year has fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Vegas and Indiana yesterday, in the minutes all those guys played. 32 games in. They got guys that played in the All-Star game. They got guys going to the World Cup break. Shit, we got to quit making excuses, man. Shit.
Paige had a great first quarter.
She did.
Tonight,
Mhm.
But how do you feel like teams have been able to kind of slow her down in some of these games after the All-Star break?
Well, one thing, they topside her, don't let her catch it, right? And they trap her. But, we got her on some overplays back door. I thought she was really, really good. But again, the game on a day away, we rested her the last minute and a half and the beginning of the second quarter, right? And we did the same in the second half. Because of Washington and today and then our game coming up.
You guys have lost 4 of the last 5. What's the biggest common thread among those 4 losses that you guys really need to work on and fix?
Common thread?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a common thread. I think if going into Washington, you look at the difference in free throws the opponents have taken. I think the last press conference I at home against Connecticut, that's what I talked about. Common thread is we're fouling too much. That's number one. Teams are shooting way more free throws than we are. Right? Today's a little bit of a disparity, and we're getting our ass kicked on the glass. Fair enough?
How do you find the jolt that you need, the accountability that you need, the whatever it is to especially
How do we find it? Well, you guys can ask that question to the players as well.